responsible for navigating your tabs. So.
That's it.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, everybody. First of all, thank you for joining our webinar today. My name is Mike Siddall, and I'm the Product Marketing Manager for Amazon Webstore. And today's webinar's topic is Amazon Webstore and Product Ads integration, which is a great way to increase visibility and drive traffic to your web store, and more importantly, to help generate more sales for you. So I'm joined today by Julian Sell, who is a Senior Product Manager for Webstore, as well as Janet Margot, who is an Account Manager for the Products Ad team. Next slide. Before we get going, as usual, we have just some housekeeping items. The webinar will run for approximately 30 to 45 minutes. It is being recorded, so there's no need to take notes. And the recording along with the deck will be forwarded to you within the next 24 to 48 hours. To ask a question, you can type into the control panel, which you should see on the right-hand side of your screen, the GoToWebinar control panel. So feel free to enter any questions you have throughout the webinar, and at the end we will get to the questions and answers session. Lastly, just a reminder, at the end of the webinar we will be conducting a very simple and quick survey, and as always we'd really appreciate your feedback on that survey. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Julian to take us through the rest of the agenda and presentation.
Thanks, Mike, and thank you everyone for joining us. Move on. PowerPoint being a little bit slow.
Okay, there we go.
So again, thanks Mike, and thanks everyone for joining us, and thank you PowerPoint for getting to the next slide. So today we'll be going through and we'll be introducing you to the Amazon Product Ads product. We'll be talking about how you can send your Amazon Webstore products to your Amazon Product Ads account where you can manage their bids. Janet will be taking us through the details of how you manage your Amazon Product Ads account. We'll be doing a demonstration to show how it all actually works, and then we'll be turning it over to Q&A. So with that, move on to the next slide and give you to Janet.
Hello. Nice to be here today. Thank you all for joining, and thank you Webstore for having the Product Ads team here today. I want to start out with some basics. I know that many of you may already be familiar with a cost-per-click program such as Product Ads. It's pretty standard in terms of it's a cost-per-click product ad. It's on Amazon. When your ads display and customers are looking at related, similar and complementary items, they click on the ad and go to your external website. What are the benefits? So Product Ads gives you the potential to reach millions of potential customers. This is a great program for any new product, brand, or website. If you're trying to get discovered, you'll have Amazon shoppers find your product, find your brand, and your website. You'll drive traffic to your site where you have the ability then to control the purchase experience and acquire new customers. Today, if you want to register, we're offering $125 in free click credit. We have some very basic Product Ads advertising requirements. These are baseline across most categories. I just do want to note that some other restricted categories have additional data requirements, including sometimes shipping requirements and sometimes image requirements. Later on in the presentation, I'll point you to where you can find out further information about that. So here are the basics. You do have to have your own e-commerce website, which you'll have with Webstore. You have to have a secure checkout and accept major payment platforms. Webstore does offer this right out of the box, so you're in good hands. The offer purchase has to be in US dollars with the website in English. We do accept advertisers globally, but we do expect that the landing page default will be in English and US dollars, rather than some advertisers who have that only as a drop-down option. Additionally, you have to sell your products that is in a category supported by product ads at this time. Here's a very basic list of the broad level bidding categories that are currently open on Amazon Product Ads. I stress that these are broad level categories. Some people take a look at this and get a little worried that their category is not here. Please note that there are many subcategories that fall in here. You can see the full list. We have included the link at the bottom of this page where you can find out further details. You'll see at the bottom there's 4-star categories: grocery, jewelry, watches, wine, beer, and spirits. Those are restricted categories. So those have the additional data requirements that I mentioned earlier. Some are expressly closed at this time. We do encourage you to reach out to us in the event that your category is closed. We will put you on a list and notify you once the category either opens or relaunches. So let's talk about where product ads are found. Customers will see your product ads when they're on Amazon looking for similar, related, and complementary products. The primary placement for this program is on one of Amazon's most valuable placements. That's the product detail page. We found that the customer's interest is most captured and focused here. Your items are going to be targeted to those pages that our systems deem to be related to your product. If a product is deemed to be unique to the Amazon catalog, and I'll get back to that definition in a minute, we'll create a new product detail page. So unique is not that it's odd or bizarre. It's that no other offer currently exists for that item in the Amazon catalog. So we'll create the new detail page, like I said, and you're now in the buy box. What that means is that when customers find you in search results, click on your product detail page, instead of it saying add to your Amazon cart, it'll say visit this site. There's no extra fee for the service and placement, so it's really terrific for those of you who have exclusively unique products or customizable products. The CPC is not incurred when they click from search results to the detail page, but rather when they actually click off of Amazon onto your website. So I'm sure you're wondering about the cost. There are no monthly fees, no minimum spend, no extra sales commissions paid to product ads. The minimum cost per click bid is taken in account in both product category and price. You'll see that when you get the presentation, you'll see that there is a link to find further pricing detail by category and subcategory. You do control your costs by way of setting your daily budget. So let's get you started. How are we going to get you started on Amazon Product Ads? First, you're going to go to productads.amazon.com. As soon as you register, automatically you will see $125. It's going to be a negative $125 in your account, the balance, excuse me, and that represents the free click credit. You will need to create a brand new account. I know it's a bit confusing, but you will have to have 2 Seller Central accounts. That's one designated for your web store, one designated for your product ads program. When you register, you may come up, you may be told that your business name is already in use, because it is already in use through your web store account. You'll need to make a very minor variation on your business name. This shouldn't affect your branding, so it's just something as small as capitalization, spacing, or adding an underscore. You'll have to have a valid credit card. And the click credit, like I said, will automatically be applied to the account upon registration. If you already have an existing product ads account, please don't start another one. Just feel free to contact us and we'll help you get set up with the appropriate web store credit. When you register, please prepare to link the accounts. So upon registration, you'll automatically proceed into your new product ads account. You want to go to the seller account information, scroll to the bottom of the page, find your merchant token, which I've circled on screen there in red. Copy and paste that into a safe place. You're going to need it as you close out of that account, go into your web store account, and now Julian is going to take us through a walkthrough on how to get your sync set up.
All right, thank you, Janet. So the demonstration portion, our demonstration is going to assume, it's going to proceed after you have assumed that you proceed as if where you created your 2 accounts. So we're not going to show you how to create a web store account, but We will show you how you enable the synchronization between those existing accounts. I'll also show you how to choose which of your Webstore products you want to include in the synchronization with product ads. I'll show you how to view the data that is being sent to Amazon Product Ads to verify that exactly what you want being sent is being sent. And then Janet will take you through the Product Ads interface and show you how to manage bids, set a daily budget, and monitor your performance. So with that, I will go into Internet Explorer. And on the account info page, this is where you will get your credentials for product ads. You can see you're in your product ads account. On this page, you're going to grab your business name and your token, as Janet mentioned, and then you're going to paste them into your SEM and affiliate account settings page. So from settings, traffic management, and marketing, you end up on this page, and you click on SEM and affiliate account settings. It takes you here. Then I'll grab the information. Paste it in here. Click Enable. And that's it. So now your Webstore account is synced up with your Product Ads account. And by default, once you enable that sync, all of your Webstore products are going to be sent to your Product Ads account. So if you don't want all of your products to be sent, you can go into Manage Inventory. And you can edit specific items. So if I wanted to edit this item and not include it in Product Ads synchronization, I just click Edit, select it, and click Edit Details. And let's move it along. From here, the product has been loaded, and if you click when the page is loaded by default, you'll have to click the More Options button. But down here, there's a field where you can indicate which of the product feeds you want to exclude this product from. So if I felt like excluding it from the product ads feed, I would tick this box and hit Save. You can also do this in bulk. If I wanted to select all these products and exclude all of them at once, I would choose to export to file. Pick one of the templates that's appropriate, and then hit export to CSV. And while we're waiting, I've already had this one pulled up. There's a suppressed comparison engine field. So you would fill in this field with the search engines or the product feeds that you want to not include these products in, upload that file, and then you will exclude them from the product feeds from which they should be excluded. To make sure that you're sending exactly what you want to product ads, you go back to traffic management and marketing, click on download, and you can download exactly what is being sent to product ads. So you can see exactly what it is that you're sending, make sure that it's exactly what you want to have going across. So with that, I'll turn it over to Janet, and she can take you through how things are going to look in the product ads interface. I think we're not.
All right, so let's take a look at your product ads account now that's already had the sync enabled. We did send through some test items there, so it's not the most quality data that you'll see there, but I know yours will be when it comes through product ads. First thing you're going to want to do is go here to your Inventory tab, Manage Inventory, and you'll see all your products that came through in the sync. You'll see your merchant SKU is there. You'll see the Amazon category that we've assigned it. One thing I want to note that this is not a category, the only category in which your ads will serve. This represents your bidding category. Your ads do have the ability to serve across different bidding categories if they're related. Here's your product name. The merchant URL is there. You'd be able to click through to that. Your price, the ASIN, which is Amazon's internal identification number, and then your Amazon placement is here in the far right column. You'll see there that there are two kinds of placements, all and targeted. The targeted placement is something that I referred to earlier as the primary placement, so to speak, for product ads. So that's what you're finding on the detail pages, and we've deemed those items to be related to yours, or your items related to those detail pages. All placement means that we've deemed your item, that your items also, your offer, excuse me, has the ability to appear in search results as well. Let's see here. So we've seen how your items come through. I'm going to sort of backtrack a bit here. On the inventory tab, you'll go to upload products. You're not going to be here to manually upload products because the Webstore Sync is going to automate that for you, which is a great thing. But I would recommend from time to time checking here to see what the status of your most recent feed was. So you'll see in this example on screen, the sync came through last night. The number, excuse me, the number of records processed there were 6. Only 4 were activated because there were 2 errors. Best practice is to look here in the action and the view processing report. You'll find exactly what those errors are. You'll have an error code assigned to whatever error you may read on how to fix it. Seller Central is here not only to upload and monitor, find helpful information, so when there is an error and if you don't understand how to fix it, you can search and get help right there. Let's see, let's set the daily budget and get this account live. You'll see that we don't default to a minimum daily budget at this time. It defaults to 0, but let's get this account going. So I'm going to update it to $500 a day daily budget. This is how you control your costs. So of course, 500 may not be the right number for you, 1,000 might, or less than that. We'll go into the bids. So like I said, the daily budget is kind of the overall way to control your spend. But when you're coming in here to manage bids, it's by category and subcategory. Your bids will automatically default to the minimum bid. We do encourage you to increase it from the minimum, as Amazon is a competitive marketplace, and especially this time of year, it's extra competitive with the seasonality, although your particular category may have a different seasonality. The view that I like here, it will default to all categories. I do suggest it's much easier if you click on only categories I have products in. Then you'll be able to click here, expand these, and see the minimum bid there is 20 cents. I said, hey, I'm willing to pay up to 31 cents, so I've set these accordingly. Hang on one moment here. Let's see. Let's talk about reporting. I know that once you send through your products and you get them live, you want to see how they're doing. We have 3 different types of reporting available to you: performance over time, performance by category, and performance by SKU. Performance over time is here. It's just a daily notation of your clicks and the average cost per click. By category is going to be used if you have multiple categories. And then performance by SKU actually breaks it out at the line item. So you'll see for every single item how many impressions it's getting. That means how many ads are actually serving for that item, what the average cost per click is, and the amount of clicks. You can set up automatic reports to daily, weekly, and monthly. Although this is an automatic synchronization that's going to be coming through every night, we really do encourage you, especially in the early days of product ads, to come in and monitor your account. Make sure you have adequate budget set. Make sure your bids are higher than the minimum. Make sure that your ads are serving properly, and keep an eye on your reports.
All right. Thanks, Janet. So that's the end of the demonstration. And at this point, we'll open it up to questions.
Okay, thanks. So great presentation, or great demonstration. We're now going to move into a Q&A session. We have had some questions in already, and again, I would encourage you, if you have questions, to type them into the control panel now. We'll kick off with a few questions that have come in already. First one is from John. Why wouldn't I send all of my Webstore products to my product ad account?
That's a great question. Product Ads is a paid service, so anytime you're starting up with a new paid service, start small and get a feel for what your costs are. You also might want to focus on your products that are your best converters, your best sellers. Those are probably going to give you your best return on investment from a pay-per-click product.
Okay.
The other thing to note, too, I just want to add to that, if you don't mind. We do have categories that are closed, like I mentioned. We also do have some prohibited products. Prohibited products aren't necessarily a bad thing. You might have sporting goods that have some guns or something that's not allowed to be sold in product ads. That can actually result in a negative consequence on your account if it's prohibited and sent through. So that is definitely something that you'd want to exclude.
Okay, good answer. I guess a follow-on question from there is which products should I send?
I would send my best converters, and the ones that have the best margin.
So typically focus on the products that you feel are going to be the most viable and have a good margin for.
Yeah, and if you have a good product mix across the board, but if you do have a few that aren't very good performers, then I would remove those.
I would also like to add that customizable products and niche products, I think you should send them all. If your item is unique on Amazon, you will be serving your ad also in search results. So that is something I definitely would not exclude.
Okay. We had another question come in from Peter, and this one relates to category closing. Why do categories close is the question.
That's a great question. Categories close from time to time, and they'll reopen from time to time, and then some of them have never launched. I'll give you a couple of examples. One category is the wine category. That has had to close. That has specific requirements, as you'll see if you're interested in that category, because there's a lot of federal regulations and state regulations regarding shipping alcohol. So we do need to make sure that we're in compliance with all those. So that category was only recently launched. Apparel category has had to close down. They've been closed for a very long time, but category manager at their discretion can decide that they want to do maintenance to a category, remap, all sorts of reasons.
Okay. We have a question in from Bo. Is the product ad service only for Amazon web stores, or can we send traffic to another website?
Absolutely. There is not the sync enabled for every e-commerce platform out there, but we work with many different e-commerce platforms. Webstore, of course, has this fantastic nightly sync, so that's definitely encouraged, and it also has the accepted payment platforms, but we work with just about everybody out there.
Okay. This one relates to pausing the sync at any time. Can I pause my product ad sync at any time? Julian, perhaps?
You can disable the sync and re-enable it if you want to.
I think that what I might suggest for that, in case you forget to enable the sync, you could also set your, if you're going on vacation, let's say, you can set your product ad account to vacation status.
Okay. Another question came in from Justin, and this one is regarding targeting. And his question was, can you tell me more about targeting particular
Sure.
product ads?
So when you're sending all the data through, there's a wide variety of attributes that you can send. We have 5 required attributes, but we strongly recommend more. Every additional attribute that you send helps that targeting. So if you give us the basics, we're just going to have the basics to go on. If you give us more, we have more to go on. And we can always strengthen that target with every additional attribute that you send through. The targeting is based on all those attributes, and we figure out which placements are best, which items are considered related, complementary, and similar.
Okay. We have a couple of questions. This is really a two-part question coming in. It relates to billing as well as daily budgets. And the two questions are, how does the billing work, first part? And secondly, what is the minimum daily budget, if there is such a thing?
There's no minimum daily budget, but you do have to think about what your expectations, how many clicks you want to get to make convert to a sale. So I definitely would think from a longer term or a broader perspective in terms of how many ads you have to serve, how many clicks, and then back that into what your daily budget should be. What was the first part of the question?
The first part was, how does billing work? So,
when you register, you will have to enter a valid credit card. We will initially charge $1 just to confirm that it's a good credit card. And then afterwards, we usually charge you monthly unless you hit a $500 credit threshold.
okay. This one came in from a number of different folks, actually, and it relates to the question around two accounts. Why do I need to have two Seller Central accounts?
I know it's confusing. I talk to advertisers all day, every day, and right now we don't offer any sort of unification, so we do separate accounts, each designated for various Amazon programs or the web store.
Okay. On a slightly different topic here, really going back to one of the earlier questions about placement. Can I choose my placement if I know that that I want to be associated with a particular item?
We do not have that capability at this time, no.
Okay. Continuing on, let's have a look. Here's a question regarding conversions. Is there any data available for conversions for product ads?
You know, we don't have conversion data. It's an interesting question, though. But remember that your ads are served based on the data that you're contributing. So a customer is going to click on that quality ad, and they're going to get taken to a quality web store that you've developed. You really do control the purchase process on your web store, on your website, once they get there. So the conversion is really up to you.
And also, if you have an analytics program on your web store, like Google Analytics or something like that, then it should be pretty easy to identify Amazon Product Ads as a source and track conversions there.
Okay. Another question here. This one comes in from John again. Can I choose? Actually, I think I've already asked that one. That was, can I choose my placement if I know that I want to be associated with a particular item? And the answer to that was
not at this time.
Not at this time. Okay. Next question from Helen. How are expenses calculated and taken from our accounts? And she does give an example. Is it done on a monthly basis or is it done on a weekly basis? How do those expenses get
It's
charged?
usually done on a monthly basis at the beginning of the month unless you hit a threshold of $500 prior to that.
Okay. We have a few more. There's one here. This one is from Makio. Can I create a targeted ad which will advertise my product that is being fulfilled by Amazon? So this is presumably, or obviously when they're using fulfillment by Amazon. Is there a way that the product could be targeted?
External website.
Okay. A couple of other questions again around budgets and daily budgets. I think this one relates to, this one's from Helen, and it relates to a daily budget and how does the daily budget work? I think this really is probably a follow-on question from a previous one. You'd set an average price on I believe on a daily basis. Perhaps you can elaborate on that a little.
Your daily budget is the maximum amount you wish to pay for those clicks during a given day, which is your average maximum over the month.
Okay. Just scanning down the couple of other questions here. This one is from Sharon. Should I have separate product ad accounts if I have different products? And she gives an example here. If she has books versus beauty products, should she have separate product accounts?
Well, there's two things to note here. Number one, you should have one product ad account for each website. So it's great if you have different categories, but I do want to note that books is closed at this time for product ads.
Okay. I think we've got time for just a few more questions. This one comes in from Patty. Increasing bids, I'll sort of paraphrase. Increasing bids, is there a way on the main page to increase bids on Amazon searches? I think this relates to the control panel and how you would go around it.
So not on Amazon searches, but for all of your placements, whether they're showing in search or on the targeted pages, you do have the ability to increase them. There's a tool there where you can increase them by a percentage or decrease by a percent if that's what you're referring to. Or you can go one by one and increase there, type in any number bid.
Okay. You use product ads to promote services?
Not at this time. Not at this time. It's for physical products only. So no services and no downloadable products.
Okay. Greg has a question. How unique does a product need to be before it gets its own page on Amazon.com?
So unique is not the classic Webster's Dictionary definition. On Amazon, unique means that it's not otherwise being offered on Amazon by any other vendor or seller or advertiser.
Okay. Okay, well, there are some help topics. You can either log into Seller Central on your Amazon Web Store account and look up the using Amazon Product Ads search terms in the help. You could also go into your Amazon Product Ads Seller Central account and search for managing your bids, setting your budgets, and monitoring performance. So, please feel free to go in and check out the help. There's an awful lot of information there available to you. And that really brings us to the end of the presentation today. What I will remind you, a couple of things. First of all, the slides and the recording will be available along with the demonstrations to you. They'll be sent out within, again, the next 24 to 48 hours. The survey will pop up on your screen momentarily, and again, I would ask that you complete that survey. It gives us good information and feedback for future webinars. With that, I'd just like to conclude today's presentation, and thank you all for joining.